So welcome again to Inside London Scottish, and I'm here with the man that makes Freddy Krueger look attractive at the moment. I think it has to be said. Simon,
Thank you, Kirky.
how are you feeling, first of all? Because that looks painful.
No, it's fine. It's one of those ones that looks worse than it is. It's a little bit irritating, but apart from that, it's fine. It's fine.
Now, look, you got those looks from an extraordinary game on Saturday, it has to be said. And anybody, if you didn't see the game at Esher, you will realise just how far we've come as a side this year. I think it's certainly in team spirit. The last 6 minutes of that game, our backs were really against the wall, and actually it showed the great determination we've now got in that side.
Yeah, we've worked a huge amount on our team spirit and the culture in the squad over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and you know, it's been very much an evolving team. I think this season we've had a number of new guys come in throughout the year. We've had a number of long-term injuries come back right towards the end, and that's taken a while for us to gel and build that kind of team spirit. But you know, it was tremendous on the weekend, and most pleasing was probably the work ethic from the first whistle right up until the last. I thought that was absolutely fantastic by the boys. And
I think one thing to be clear on is that, you know, Esher, they've suddenly come good. We knew they would come good, and when you look at their back three, they've possibly got almost one of the best back threes in the division, haven't they? And that was a real threat, and yet we dealt with that.
No, their back three in people like Ross Chisholm and Seb Stegman, who've been tremendous in the Premiership, let alone in the Championship. And then Phil McKenzie, who's, I know, he scored a bucket load of tries this year. We knew there were some genuine threats out there. We've worked really, really hard on our defence in the past, all season. And Alex Codling, our forwards and defence coach, has been just tremendous there. And you know, really pleased to contain such a good attacking threat that Esher are. They're a tremendous side in that part of the game, and you know, really pleased the way we dealt with their threats.
How much, I've got to ask you, how much pressure do you feel as a player coach? You know, the two sides and so on, particularly now that we've got to this playoff situation.
It's pro sport, isn't it? I guess, sort of thing. You know, and there's pressure every single week. You know, the key thing really is to focus on the little bits and pieces throughout the week and have confidence in the plan and the way we're working as a team and the way the guys are taking the steps up week on week. And ultimately the pressure is there, but ultimately that's what makes the rewards so great.
I think, you know, when we played Esher a few weeks ago, that was almost a turning point for us, wasn't it? I think, you know, we'd had a few new players come in. It's very difficult to come straight into a side, even if you're an international player, and suddenly make a mark. And I think we spoke at the time off camera, but it was like you were trying to get the environment right in the side. It very much looks as though it is right now. How did you achieve that?
Well, for I think about sort of 40 to 50 minutes against that Esher, three or 4 weeks ago, we actually played some really good stuff there, and we controlled the game well.
And it was the game of two halves, wasn't it, almost?
It was indeed, and you know, a little bit with that was the number of players coming in, some match fitness not being there. We had a number of guys that were making their first 80 minutes for a number of months, and that did affect us in that last 20. But a lot of it was the team spirit, the team environment, and you know, put simply, the way we've gone about it is get the boys on the bus, have a few beers together, have a couple of socials, have a few drinks, enjoy each other's company, recognise why we're playing the game and the importance of playing for London Scottish and its history and heritage, and I think particularly rocket science. You know, just the
values, though, isn't it?
Yeah, really? The values of you know, what London Scottish is about and why people want to play this great game. You know, and I think we've got that right at the moment. We've still got a long way to go. We've still got a lot of areas we've got to work on in terms of our team environment and our culture, and in terms of our performance, both this year and the rest of this season and going forward.
Now, this weekend, Kevin Magsie's going to come down with his Moseley team. You know, we know what they offer. They front up, don't they? They're a physical side and so on. I remember when we played them early in the season, we beat them, but that's going to count for nothing, that game, when we get to Sunday.
No, it's round 2 of the cup finals effectively, and you know, Moseley are a tremendous cup final team. The passion with which they play, the aggression, the physicality, coupled with what they do have now, as they have their great backs in Greg King, Andy Wren, and like back in the team, and Brad Davis as well. They've got threats in their attack, and with that physicality and that desire up front, it's going to be a huge battle this weekend.
Now, I'm looking at you, I'm trying desperately to keep looking at you, but in terms of injuries and so on from the weekend, pretty much a clean bill of health and everybody holding hand up for selection, which is great, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you know, we're looking, you know, one of the very few times, I think the first time this season, like we may have come out of it unscathed, which is fantastic. Shows a lot about where the medical team and strength and conditioner Elko has been working with the boys and peaking them for the period right now. So it does give us that continuity in selection. Hopefully we can build upon the performance we put in against Esher last weekend.
I think one of the other marked things for me against Esher was our discipline. And actually, I don't know what the penalty count was, but it seemed to me we gave away a lot fewer penalties than we had done previously this season. You may, having looked at the DVD, maybe things look different to you, but I thought certainly our discipline in defence, in terms of being disciplined, was very evident.
Yeah, we try to be a very disciplined team. We're not a team that tries to give away a lot of penalties. We try to trust our defensive system and trust the players around us to do their kind of role, so we don't have to step over the line and probably gamble on some of the kind of the calls that the referee may ping us for. I think there's still areas again we've got to improve upon. We didn't quite get a couple of bits and pieces of breakdown right, but overall I think our discipline has generally been quite positive this year. 1
down, 5 to go. You know, if we keep winning, then it says what we're going to do. And I guess one important thing, though, one key player is the crowd. Definitely for us, isn't it? And I think, you know, if you've got a message for everyone for Sunday, it's get down here, I guess.
No, without a doubt. And I've spoken a lot to the guys this year and towards the end of this season about the 1%. The 1%ers making the difference in terms of we get a lot of those right, and that makes a big difference for us on the pitch and our performance. And one of those 1%ers is certainly the crowd. If we get the crowd behind us, if it gives the boys that lift, the boys do respond. They really do find us the support is very, very vocal here, and they do really enjoy that and thrive on it. So the more that people can come down and be a part of it, the more boys can get behind the game, the better the team, the better the atmosphere, and the better the boys perform. So please come down and support your boys.
Right, you heard it there. Get down. And now the other thing, of course, the forecast, I think it's going to be 18 degrees at the weekend. I think it's a long-range forecast. So you'll be gasping for a bit of water, I guess, after 20 minutes. Yeah.
It's. I mean, we played at the beginning of the season in some.
It's pretty soon, yeah.
25 degrees.
Yeah, it was
something like that in kind of mid-October, which was crazy and stuff. But it was a great game. We played well for the first 40, slipped off the middle sort of 20 when Moseley really came back at us there. So, you know, hopefully, particularly with the way Moseley play as well, with the way their physicality and their threats out wide and in their backs, it should be a great game.
Well, look, I'm going to let you get back to an ice pack to put on the face, maybe a bit of steak. I don't know, is that what they do these days? That's what they did in my day anyway. And we'll talk again in a few weeks, yeah. Simon, thanks, mate.
No problem.